please take off your mic and sit back in the middle of the chair. Your diary session will begin momentarily. Thanks. Go ahead and begin.
Hi, America! It's so good to be back, and I can't wait to chat with you tonight. Before I get started, I want to give a disclaimer that I probably should have given week 1, but I'm notorious for word vomit, so I just come in here and I feel like I blab and talk really quick. So I promise today I'm going to try to make my thoughts clear and answer all the questions, because I know last week I don't even think I made a dent in them because I just went on a tangent. So, alright, let's get started. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect my gameplay this week? It was huge that Scott won that HOH competition. If any one of us had to win, I'm almost the most excited that Scott won it, because he had a hell of a week. I thought my week was bad being a have-not. This guy was shunned from one half of the house. He had to sit in a sandbox. They basically, treated him like an animal. So the fact that he was the comeback kid and won this, plus, it helped us out that I was one of the ones who was talking to him this week, and I made him feel, that he wasn't hated, even though, I don't know, he might have blown his game up and told a bunch of people a lot of things, but, it still paid off to be a decent human being to him, because he's now HOH. I'm feeling pretty good and pretty safe, so the outcome that he won, even though it wasn't myself or one of the girls, thank you, Scott. Bless you, Scott's family. I love your son. He rocks. It was awesome. Okay, what's my game plan for the week, and how has my strategy changed since my last diary room session? I mean, obviously, my last diary room session, Monty was still here, so he obviously has left. Sorry, R.I.P. Monty. Peace out, Monty. So, going into this next week, my strategy is basically kind of staying the same. I think I've done a really good job playing, the innocent Texas cheerleader who, is kind of friends with everyone. She's not a super big threat. Obviously, right now, I think me and Whitney are kind of playing very similar games, Obviously, our alliance is with the Ball Smashers. Hey. But, we've also done a good job not making it super awkward with the rest of the house. We spend time with them, we talk to them. But what I have that Whitney doesn't, that I want to keep trying to play up, is I have yet to be seen as a threat in any of the competitions. I haven't got to play in any of the vetoes. I didn't do good in the HOH competition, and I mean, she did kick some ass in the endurance, so she's going to be seen as a threat, and I'm going to keep trying to, just slide under the radar, Even though it kills me, I'm going to be nice to Danielle and Shane, because you never know when the power's going to flip over, and I want them to see me as the least threatening out of all the girls. I mean, at the same time, since my last diary room session, Monty obviously has left, and Monty was a good guy, and I got to know him on a friend level, but Monty did make some comments that, probably weren't the best bet, and I just hope this week that I am not associated with any comments that he made. Yes, I was friends with him, and I wanted to work with him in the beginning. At the time when I did want to work with Monty, love you, Monty, you're a great guy, but I had no idea, I didn't realize he could not shut his mouth. And, I really think that got him in trouble. So hopefully, America, I'm not associated with anything that he has said that might be offensive. Love you, Monty. I do think you're a genuine guy. But, moving on this week, I'm going to, just hopefully people forget that I was with him. That's a big target off my back since he is now gone. Thinking long term, next question. Who's the biggest threat to my game and why? Obviously, long term, right now, we haven't really thought about Jason, obviously because we are targeting the showmance. We want to get, the Ball Smashers want to get Shane and Danielle out of here. But, people forget Jason's played this game, and he's going to be a big threat, especially, now that guys are dwindling, and he's obviously really good at competitions. He's got a big following, so, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind going forward. Obviously, don't want to target him now. I think me and Jason are on good terms, but he's somebody we're going to have to watch out for coming in the upcoming weeks. All right. I'm doing good. Got my questions going. So, what do I think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? That care package gives whoever wins the veto so much power. And it can be a good thing for us this week, or it could be a really bad thing. I'm hoping one of the ball smashers gets the veto, and, it could be a big game changer because we could put up two people that we really want out. But at the same time, worst case scenario, Shane or Danielle get the veto and they put us up. So, stay tuned for Monday. Obviously, I think we're all going to be peeing our pants that day. I am very happy that Scott got it because, he's a smart guy and he's going to think through every single situation and he's going to be filling in the girls on it. So it's going to be nice to know his thoughts as well. Okay, for next question. What do I think is going to happen with nominations this week? Well, obviously, we've been talking to Scott, and Scott's kind of been listening to what we have to say. I mean, originally, the plan was put Shane up and Danielle again. But, now that this care package has come into play, Scott, I think, has done a complete 180. So I'm feeling right now that because of this care package and the veto containing so much power, he's going to put up people who are less threatening, Neely, Chrissy, and hope that they don't get the veto and can't pull themselves off and possibly put somebody else up. So that'll be very interesting to see how Neely reacts to being put up because I think she's going to flip if that does happen. Okay, what's my strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? Oh, Lord, I just pray, America, that you don't put me up. Please, let's keep the Willette sisters in here because I want to eventually create some havoc in here. And, people still don't know we're related. So we haven't got a chance to, kind of play with each other. Obviously, strategy for this week is, keep laying low. I think now that Monty is gone, I have a really good chance to get in with Justin. And in the first few weeks, he did say some things. I was like, ugh, what? But I've gotten used to his humor, and, now that Monty's gone, I think all the tension is gone. So, I'm going to really lay on the charm this week because I think if I'm put up on the block, Justin's our best bet to flip and vote with the girls. So, hey, Justin, we're going to become really close this week because, I don't think he's a bad guy. I do think his stories are kind of crazy, and I don't really get what he says half the time, but I'm going to lay on that charm because I really need him to like me this week. At the same time, I'm going to keep talking to the other side of the house. I want them to think that, I'm not super threatening. And out of all the girls that they would target, I would be the least threatening. Just sweet old innocent Morgan. She's been a have-not all week. Well, let's leave her alone. So that's kind of my game plan for this week. Obviously, if I do
Your
get...
session will be over in
2 minutes. Okay, next question. Anything not covered in above questions that I want to tell America about your strategy, personal relations, or yourself? Obviously, America, right now I don't think you've got to see me compete in anything. I really have been trying to, lay low. Obviously, my sister's here, so I don't want a big target on my back. And, Alex does have a big target right now because she has won so much, and she's proved to be a powerful player. So I want to keep my game opposite. Lay it low, kind of ease through, not be seen as a big threat. So when time comes, I'm not normally this laid back at all. I'm usually very sassy, very blunt. I'm somebody who's going to tell it like it is. So it's been killing me to not be doing that. So I think if I stay in here, you will see the real me after a while. But as of now, I think the strategy I've got going is working pretty well for me. So I just want everyone to know that usually I've got a lot more attitude than this. And it's been taking a lot for me to kind of reel it back. But I think it is working in my favor. So we will see. And last question, anything I think would surprise the viewers about what I'm thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching the live feeds? I think everyone is going to be very surprised by what Scott does this week with his nominations, and especially what he does when he picks the veto. So, stay tuned. I think I know what he's going to do, but Scott could throw us for a loop. So, last thing, hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Connor.
Please take off your mic and sit back in the middle of the chair. Your diary session will begin momentarily. Thanks. Go ahead and begin.
Yo, live feedsters, what is cracking? So we're at like live diary room number whatever. Number one is, how does the outcome if anyone know be watching live feeds, they know I have a bruised rib from falling on some wood table, so I'll be hurting. So if I'm be making weird faces, that's why. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, listen, I was really hoping that someone on the Jamboree was going to pull it together and pull this one out, and we clearly couldn't do that. Right after Scott won, I was thinking that it was a better scenario than if the Merry Princess squad had won. Granted, he's in bed with them, but he may be the most malleable one, at least for my future gameplay. So, it could have been worse scenarios. Clearly not the best scenario, but it could have been worse. Number two is, what is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diary room session? Well, I'm definitely, somehow I've become Becky Burgess, shout out BB17. I'm the only one cleaning because all these people are obviously raised by mongrels because they don't know what a sponge is, a broom is, or a vacuum. So, I'm definitely being the main person, being the Merry Maid around the house. Not that is necessarily gameplay, but unless these people want to live in filth, they're going to need me. I'm trying to open up gateways with other sides of the house in just social aspects, because I know that eventually the side thing is going to break down. Even if we can completely annihilate the Merry Princess squad, we're still going to have to break up the Jamboree ourselves. So I'm just trying to, think long-term game, but not really anything as here's a massive strategic move. I'm kind of just having fun here. I'm stealing all the certain type of chocolate candy that Shelby's obsessed with. I found out today that she also found them and stole them back, so then we done found them and stole them again and hid them somewhere else. So we're entertaining ourselves with BB game strategy and a chocolate war. Thinking long term, who are your biggest threats to your game and why? Well, if my side is lucky like we've been these last 2 weeks and are able to use America's nominee to our advantage and dwindle the other side of the house, my biggest threats are going to be some of my biggest allies at this point. And it's really going to come down to when me and Justin, as the floating pair, are going to decide whether we're really rolling with Shane and Danielle or we're really rolling with Chrissy and Neely. But it's probably more likely that we'll end up rolling with Chrissy and Neely because Justin is very, very, very suspicious or very mistrusting of Shane and Danielle. I am kind of in the middle about what is going to work best for me. I don't want to burn any of these bridges or make a move too soon at this point, but I do know that if it does come a chance, the person that takes the first shot may be the person that takes the best shot, or the most important shot. So, my biggest threats is every single person, because I need this damn money, and these other people, they gotta go, because I'm poor and I need it. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? Well, I don't necessarily see this veto as a massive advantage. It is not an advantage for Scott. It's an advantage for whoever wins the veto. I mean, Scott will be choosing the type of veto that it is, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a negative for my side. And so we're just hoping that regardless of which one he picks, that we can win the veto and leave America's nominee up there, so we actually have some potential to still stay as a solid group this week and continue to dwindle the side that kind of ignorantly attacked us. I mean, they're the ones who band together, and we were defaulted into the silly late night jamboree that we are. So we're just hoping that we can keep rolling with that. I don't know, but is it an advantage for Scott? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's definitely a hard decision, but he already knows what he wants to do. It's probably bad for my game that he got that, because I think I would have been safe at the beginning of the week, and now with this, I think I could easily be a pawn type of scenario, because he's so nervous about how the vetoes are going to go. Sometimes you can overthink these twists in this game, and you're better off just to go with your original gut, regardless of the twists that come up. Obviously, that doesn't mean ignore the obvious, but still. Okay. For everyone except the HOH, What do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? Kind of like I just hinted on, I was thinking that me and my dude Justin were definitely going to be good with Scott. But now, with this whole care package, everything could be out the window. He could put up me and Justin because he's actually planning to try to get Shane and Danielle or Chrissy up, or I don't really know where the hell this could go, but I just know that I'm trying to stay out of harm's way, but I'm also not trying to cause waves by doing that. My group is really solid, and I'm not trying to be the first person that really descends so much from it that is obvious and then will shatter the group. So at this point, I'm just kind of hoping that Scott realizes that me here is a benefit for him, because eventually these girls are not going to need Scott and realize that the only reason they're so close is because they're all so vapid and shallow, and Scott really does not fit into that. Sorry, girls. Number 7. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? I mean, like I've said, America, thank you so much for voting me back in here. That's something that I have really tried to hold close to my chest. I think I've only really revealed a little bit about that to Chrissy and Justin, which I would say at the beginning of this game were the two people I saw as my best allies, and they remain to be some of my best allies. Chrissy is obviously someone that's playing really hard, and I know that she's not going to forget about me when it comes down to her winning, because that is why she's here. She's here to win more than a lot of these other people are. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on her, but also knowing that I have to work with her. I'm loving this chocolate war battle. You know, me and Shelby, obviously, I guess everybody saw the fight. Julie Chen asked me about it. I don't really know what people may be seeing of Shelby or how she may be coming across to America, but living with her, she is probably one of the most draining personalities, and attention-seeking, and just whiny and complainy. So I don't feel like any type of way personally about me telling her about herself or making fun of her t-shirt dress or whatever the hell I said to her, because it's about time that somebody put some of these people in their place. I think that none of these kids have ever been told anything. They don't know how to clean, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to wash a dish, they don't know how to damn vacuum, they don't know how to sweep, they don't know how to do anything. None of these kids have ever really been told no in their life, so they just fiddle along and go on and get nothing done. And listen, I live with my mama, and that don't mean that I'm an irrelevant sit around and do nothing that is not gonna like take care of their business. So I think that these kids are just kids. Anything you'd like to surprise the viewers about what you were thinking and planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on live feeds? Well, you know what? I am a late night owl, as most people know. There's plenty of times I'm up in the backyard by myself, real late at night, and I will talk to the cameras, whether I'm on live feeds or not, whether I'm talking out to just myself or not, I am usually talking. So anyone that really paying that much attention to me can see that I'm basically pretty open. You know, I look as pretty much as America as my tightest ally at this point, and I'm hoping that America keeps making decisions that have helped me. But I think my blatantly things they may not know is really I'm just begging America, like, please help me out. Like, this week is have-nots. I would rather not be a have-not, obviously. I mean, it's Whitney's birthday today.
Will be over in
2 minutes. Well, it's Whitney's birthday today, but that ends at 12 midnight. Tomorrow, new have-nots will be picked. I'm sure you're voting on that right now, America. I would highly appreciate if you put Alex, Shelby, and Whitney in there. Clearly, they're the people that are not on our side. They lied to us last week, even when we thought sweet baby Whitney was actually someone that we maybe could have a working relationship and trust. And that's no shade on her. Go on and play your game. But yeah, I think if they keep becoming have-nots and stuff, it will shatter their group more and show the solidarity in our group, which includes America. America is our 7th Alliance member, in my opinion, and I'm just hoping America doesn't want to jump ship yet. So, basically, that's where I'm at with that. And, you know, when it comes down to nominating someone, America, you need to put one of those 3 girls up. You need to put Alex up. You need to put Shelby up. I mean, I'm not really worried about Whitney. I'm not really worried about Morgan. But I think that Shelby or Alex is really the best people to aim for. And Alex is even someone, because of her relationship with Scott, I could end up using later. So I would say, please, 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 America, nominate Shelby so I can handle all her crackle bars or when we evict her on Wednesday, and the chocolate war will be over, and we'll have a nice little, less passive-aggressive house. Andale!
Hey, everyone. All right, so let's start. Number 1, how does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? The outcome of it, Scott won. It sucks. I do not like Scott at all. I don't think he's a good game player. So my strategy this week is not really... I mean, I try to talk to him for a little bit and figure out where his head's at, but I can't get anything out of him. So my strategy, really, my gameplay for this week is to win the veto comp if I'm put up, because I know I'm going to probably be a nominee, me and Danielle. I don't trust him at all. He's just like, I don't like Scott at all. So that's basically my strategy. I'm not going to talk game to him at all this week because there's just no point. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. He's a terrible player. Number 2, what is your game plan for the week? And how has your strategy changed since your last live diary session? It hasn't changed. My strategy still hasn't changed. I'm still with the Late Night Jamboree, and we're going strong. So basically, we're still trying to... You guys have been doing great, America. You guys put up Monty, and you guys put up Cornbread, and we've been taking them out. And, unfortunately, we didn't win the HOH competition. It was kind of like a crapshoot. Me and Jason tried our best to win it. But literally, it was such a tight squeeze with these bars. We tried our best, but... we're still going to stick it through. We're going to still put, you guys hopefully put up Shelby or one of those girls, and we try to get them out. But our strategy still hasn't changed. Number 3, thinking long term, who are the biggest threats to your game and why? Long term, Alex. I don't like Alex at all. I think she's basically puppeteering Scott. And she tried to get myself and Danielle out. So my biggest target is Alex. There's more to her than she puts off and perceives. So I want Alex out. I want all those people out first, the fake people, because I can't even act around them because they're just so annoying. I can't even be around them throughout this house. So I'm just been with the Late Night Jamboree. So I want Alex out. I want Scott out, Shelby out. Shelby before Scott, because if I leave this house with Scott and Shelby here, and I'm before them, I'm going to be so pissed because I don't like them at all. They're not good game players. Number 4, what do you think of America's Care Package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? Thank God you guys gave it to Scott because it was great that you guys didn't give it to us because it really doesn't it benefits us, but it doesn't really. It's more of like an equal opportunity thing. So I'm happy you gave it to Scott. Put the pressure on Scott. See what he does. I told Scott a long time ago, I came here to play. You put me on the nominations. I'm going to play. I'm not going to here and sit around and not play. So if I'm put up, I'm put up. I'm going to play. I'm going to try to win it. I'm not going to think negativity, and I'm just going to do my best and win the veto. So yeah, I'm glad Scott got it. I mean, is what it is. Number 5 for everyone. Oh, yeah, okay. What do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? Well, I'm going to be put up. Chrissy's going to put up, or Danielle's going to be put up. It's probably going to be those. It's going to be us 3. Me and Danielle are a threat for some reason, and that's fine because we'll just freaking win it, and we'll put it in Scott's face and Alex's face because I want them out so bad. So. If they put us up, it's going to be fine. We'll do our best and try to win it and go on for the next week. I don't think they'll touch Justin or Neely. Jason, they might try to touch, maybe backdoor him. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where Scott's head's at. He's with those girls. The girls are up his butt constantly all day. And I don't really care what he does. It's just to the point where I can't talk game to Scott. I lose brain cells talking to him. So I'm done with him. Number 6, what's your strategy this week for staying off the non-block? I don't have a strategy. I don't give a crap if he puts me up on the nomination because I'm going to play. I came to play this game. I'm going to try to win it. I'm not really afraid. Going into this week, it's just everything. Every other week, you should expect being on the block because me and Danielle are a threat. So he puts me on the block. He's going to put me on the block. I might start, talk a little crap about it, but other than that, I mean, you can't talk strategy to Scott. Number 7, anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy? No. Or number 8, anything you think surprise your viewers? So basically, I can't. The HOH competition we didn't win. It sucked. But just to tell you guys, I really want have-nots. Of course, I don't want to be a have-not this week or Danielle, but if we do become have-nots, at least put Danielle and myself up together. That would be awesome. But yeah, have-nots, please put Shelby up. Please put Alex. And please put Whitney. Of course, those would be the three amazing people to see a have-not. And, let's see how we do next week or, this coming week of the veto, because hopefully you guys see what Scott and the girls are talking about. And we kind of get a vibe in the house what they're talking about through strategy, because Alex seems like the puppeteer, and Justin has talked to Scott a little bit, and Scott apparently already has his 3 noms and already has a backdoor option plan ready. So, if you see me and Danielle put up, don't be shocked, because we already kind of feel like it's coming. But I do know Scott does not like Chrissy, so that is concerning. But if he's gunning for Chrissy, he's going to gun for her or backdoor her. But Danielle and Chrissy have been up, I think, the past 3 times, for noms. So it's getting to the point of, it's kind of ridiculous. He should make a bold move. And he should take Alex out, but he'll never do that. They don't think like that. He's playing week by week. He's playing a game that I don't understand at all. But maybe I'm not supposed to understand how he plays, but it's insane. My mind just is constantly, I can't even think anymore when I talk about Scott or even Alex or Shelby. I can't even look at Shelby. I can't stand Shelby at all. And she's just so annoying. I don't even know. But, yeah, it's pretty intense in the house. It's, I've been eating a lot of hot dogs, a lot of pizza. But, and me and Danielle are doing really well. She's a cutie pie. But other than that, it's been chill. I'm just, just relaxing, because this week, Scott already, the house is very divided, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's very divided. Our little late night jamboree is extremely divided. We brought in Neely, and it's great to have Neely in this, and we wanted to make it the 6. We want to be the final 6, and unfortunately we didn't win the HOH. Don't get pissed at us that we didn't win it, because it really was a crapshoot. But you guys have been sticking with us, and I think you guys will understand, maybe putting up Shelby, maybe putting up Alex as the America's Nom, and you guys are doing great, and we're just trying to do our best to please you guys. But we want to be the last 6 in our little night jamboree. And if we get to it, it will be kind of difficult when it comes moving on, because then it's going to be 2 versus 2 versus 2. So it's going to be a bunch of little romances.
Will be over in 2 minutes.
So it'll be intense, but it'll be fun. But I'm just trying to stick every day. Every day is like a new day. But it's just tiring trying to figure out what Scott's going to do. So these past couple of days, I'm just kind of screw it. I haven't really talked to him. I shoot pool with him just to, tickle his pickle. But other than that, he's just really annoying, because his gameplay is not, I don't know why he's here. It's just, I don't know. It's even thinking about it just pisses me off. So, and then we have Chocolate Wars. I don't know if you watched that. We're hiding these little chocolates that Shelby loves, because we get our food supply in every Thursday. So we get these chocolates that she loves, and we hide them from her, and then hopefully when the time comes that she gets kicked out of the house, hopefully before me, because I'd be really pissed, we're going to hand her a bag of chocolates. So that's great, because she's always looking for the crackle chocolates, and she can't find them because we always steal them and hide them from her. And then it's Whitney's birthday tonight. We'll see what's going to happen with that. Maybe she'll get a lap dance from me, because she wants one. I gave her a little preview. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys and what you guys done by putting up Monty and cornbread. And let's see what you guys do this week. And I'm kind of happy you guys didn't give me that, the care package, because I know there's probably going to be some better ones that are going to help me out in the future, and for me and Danielle. So I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. Live DR. I'm excited. I'm totally in my pajamas, though. This is all a lie. Okay, so let's get started. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Okay, I was mortified that I didn't win the HOH, especially because the winning number was 72, and all of my friends at home are probably dying laughing that I didn't even think to guess it, because that's our big running joke. So, Dane, I'm sorry. Noelle, I'm sorry. To win HOH. And the fact that I didn't is a huge damper on my plans for the week, but it's happened before, so I'm going to be okay, I think. I hope. Number 2, what is my game plan for this week? Oh, dear. How has my strategy changed since my last live diaries room session? Okay, so my game plan for this week, I know Scott doesn't like me, so I'm trying to kind of lay low and kind of be nice to him without being phony, because everybody knows that I cannot do fake, and I'm trying my best to be civil to him. I don't have a personal issue with him. He picked a fight with me and chose to keep the whole, venom flying, so I'm just kind of trying to fly under the radar, but I unpacked because I wanted to get my suitcase off the floor, but I don't know if I'm safe or not, so my strategy is just to play nice and keep as close as I can with the people that I know I can trust. Number 3, thinking long term, who are the biggest threats to my game and why? Long term, honestly, I would love nothing more than to end up Final 6 with everybody from the Late Night Jamboree. I don't think that... I think if we can knock out all these other people beforehand, we can have a nice clean fight to the finish line. And my biggest threat out of everybody in there is probably Neely, because she's really gotten inside my head personally, and I would feel really, really bad about kind of destroying her in the competitions. So I think Neely is absolutely my biggest threat long term. What do I think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? America, you are my people. Okay, last week you totally killed it by giving me one that would save somebody from my side. This week you totally killed it by giving it to Scott, who already has a bunch of power and he's already freaking out. Their side numerically is already at a disadvantage as long as you guys are still with us and proving that you are also part of the Late Night Jamboree. So I'm thrilled you gave it to Scott. I'm glad that he can no longer get another care package anytime in the future. And this one really... hopefully, if it all works out the way it's supposed to, if you guys nominate somebody from that side of the house, we should be golden no matter what he does. So thank you, America. I really believe in my heart of hearts that you are super, super calculated in that, and that you guys are playing the game too. So I love you so hard, you have no idea. So thank you. Number 5, what do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? Sorry, Scott. I've made it known to everyone on my side. I think that you are Alex's lapdog, and you were content to curl up at the foot of the HOH bed last week while she was up there, and I really think that you're going to attack the showmance this week yet again because you want to try and finish what Alex started, and, I'm sure I'll end up being backdoored again because it seems to be in fashion. I don't know what I did, but everyone thinks I look really good on that far side of the couch, so I think nominations are going to be interesting, and I'm expecting my necklace to light up, but I'm expecting to go right in the back door like always. Number 6, what is your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? Kind of already answered that. I know Scott doesn't like me, but I think he thinks that Danielle and Shane are a bigger threat strategically. So I'm banking on him putting the two of them up there and us winning whatever veto he chooses and keeping the odds in our favor and helping us knock out yet another phony person from the other side of the house who separated themselves from us without giving us a chance. I really hope we get a chance to do that. Let's see, number 7. I'm sorry, I'm blind and this is really far away. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? Jason's still my ride or die. Love the boy to bits. Me and him till the end, absolutely. I love spending time in the kitchen with Justin. I hope he sticks around for a while. Neely is getting really close to me. I love her to pieces. I really trust and adore all of the people that ended up defaulted to my side of the house. And I just want you guys to know that our strategy is to keep playing a clean game, keep being true to ourselves, and keep building our solidarity until it gets to the point where we absolutely have to split up. Until then, we're a cohesive unit. We are who you should put your money on, and we are going to give you the best fight to the finish. So stick with the Late Night Jamboree. We'll give you the best stuff to watch, and we will really fight the hardest because we've had to fight since the very, very beginning. And the last question is, anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you were thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? I don't think there's any surprises with me. I am so disgustingly face value. It's just out of control. If you pay attention to the feeds, I'm always saying something filthy. I'm always talking too much. I always have an opinion. What you see is what you get with me, and I really hope that that's why America has voted to keep me safe the last 2 weeks. Even if you saw that everyone was strategizing to not vote for me, you still made it blatantly known that you are my buddies and you guys are going to keep me in your pocket because you know I'm going to make you proud. So I really don't think there's anything necessarily that would surprise anyone. I would just, again, really, really, really encourage you to watch the live feeds because there's all sorts of hilarious nonsense that is going on right up until we all go to sleep. If there is any way to, if you guys can see the feed in our bedroom, in the London room before we go to sleep, there's gold in there when everybody's trying to, fall asleep and we get all, sleepover silly. Watch that. It will make you die laughing. And just keep watching, keep voting, and keep playing the game because you guys are totally killing it on the other side. And you are really making all of these people question the kind of people that they are. But I think they're doing it too little too late. And, the whole have-not thing. I know y'all get to vote. I know everybody's campaigning to not be a have-not. Clearly, I would love to not be a have-not, but I've already been on the block twice. If I have to be a have-not in order to prove that I'm solid enough to stick around, I will take one on the chin, and I will be a tough guy about it, and it's not going to be an issue. So you guys do what you have to do. You guys put whoever you want to put in that room. I really think Alex deserves to be taken down a peg, if we're being honest. She totally lied to me last week and is still lying to me. But yeah. You guys are playing super hard, and I could not be more proud of you. And just keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing, and may the best player win. Thanks, guys. I think I'm done.
Hey guys, so today is actually my birthday. So before I start, I just want to give a happy birthday shout out to everyone back home. Mom, Winston, Addie, John Brady, Cotley, Johanna, my brothers. I love you guys so much. Okay. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? So if my alliance, the Ball Smashers, were not able to pull this HOH out this week and win, then the second best scenario would be Scott winning, because Scott is actually on our side. He voted with us last week when we tried to get Danielle out. So Scott winning HOH was not worst case scenario. I'm so happy for him. He's a super fan. He's living his dream. If it wasn't going to be one of us girls, then I'm so glad it was him. What is your game plan for this week? How has your strategy changed since your last diary room session? My strategy has not changed since my last live diary room. It's still to stick with the girls, give our opinion to Scott. He takes their opinion into consideration because he is working with us. So no strategy change, still focused on the showmance. Those are the two that I want out of this house the most. My game plan for this week is just to wait and see who Scott nominates and who America nominates. And I don't want to make any final decisions until I know which three are up there and who wins veto, because you should never plan long term because you never know what's going to happen. Thinking long term, who are the biggest threats to your game? The biggest threats to my game as of now are Shane and Danielle, and that's only because they are in a showmance. And so if I'm up against one of them, the other one is never gonna vote to save me. So that's not good. They're one vote instead of two now. So those are my biggest threats. And then I guess thinking long term, way down the road, if I were to make it to final two, then Jason would definitely be a huge threat. Because he has so many supporters, so I wouldn't want to go to final two with Jason, because I don't think that America would pick me over him. what do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? I'm very glad that America chose Scott to receive the care package that was chosen, only because if anyone else were to get it in the house, it could completely ruin his HOH. He would have to nominate possibly, 4 people instead of just 2. And it's left up to him in the end as to the final decision that he wants to make. So I'm very happy that Scott is the one that got it, just so no one else could try to sabotage his whole HOH and have half of the house mad at him. What do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? As of now, from what I have heard Scott talk about, I think that the nominations will be someone that is not exactly Scott's target per se, because the veto has such a huge play in what's going to happen. 2 people could win the veto, or it could be used on 3 people. It's just, the veto is really, really important this week. So I think that Scott is going to nominate 2 people who he would not mind coming down if the veto were to be played twice, or even once. So I think that he's just going to try to put 2 people up there who are weak and who he thinks that may not have as good a chance of winning the veto competition as to a really strong competitor in the House. What's your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? My strategy is to just do what I've been doing, just give my opinion to Scott, take his into consideration, just really support whatever decision he makes. Of course, stick with my girls, the Boss Smashers, because without them in this game, I have no one. Maybe Justin. I love Justin, but yeah, just stick with the people that I'm closest to, and hopefully it'll work out another week. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? I just hope America does not choose me as a have-not, because I love food and I saw Morgan struggle so much this week. So I hope they don't choose me as a have-not. Anything you want to surprise the viewers about what you're thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? I feel like that I'm the same person I am in the house when I come in here to do the live feeds, so I don't plan on surprising you guys or the house with anything that I could be hiding. So no secrets here. I'm an open book. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I love you, Mom. I love you, Winston.
All right. How does the outcome of your HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, my boy Scott, you dig? He won the HOH this week, so I felt like I'll be relatively safe going into this week, But I don't know. It's a crazy game, but I'm just gonna keep on playing my game, and I don't know who America's gonna put up. You dig? Hopefully it's not me. I'm just gonna stick with what I'm doing, what I got going on, and keep it floating. What is your game plan for this week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diving room session? Well, pretty much my game is pretty consistent. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. Basically, I'm cooking. I'm making everybody laugh. I'm keeping the house interesting. And basically just being real with everybody and just trying to just play my game, stay to myself as much as possible, while also just having a good time as well. Thinking long term, who are your biggest threats to your game and why? Well, for right now, I would say I don't know. I'm really not too sure my biggest stretch right now in the game. I just know that like people are very manipulative in this game, and I don't trust anybody in the house really. So I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. You dig? I'm just trying to keep it going and just basically just keep on doing my own thing. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? Well, America's care package, you dig, that's definitely like a game changer for sure. And I think it is going to alter who Scott puts up on the block this week, you know what I'm saying? Because, I know he has some type of crazy evil plan going on, but I'm going to leave all of that to him. Try not to think too much into it, because this game could be really stressful. For everyone except HOH. Oh, what do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? Well, with the care package delivery, it's really everything's up in the air. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he's gonna put up. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be real curious to see how everything plays out. What's your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? Well, basically, I'm just going to keep on doing my thing, you dig, and hopefully, I'm making America proud and just keeping them very entertained, because I'm definitely keeping everybody else entertained in the house and keeping their bellies full. So I'm just going to just keep on doing my thing and just trying to remain the same and remain true to myself and remain true to the people that I think are the most loyal to me. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? Well, America, baby, I'm just out here, you dig? I'm just a Creole cat from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? In this crazy, crazy house. It's just crazy, this is so fast-paced. Everything is kind of, I don't know, I'm from the Big Easy, baby. We just lay back, relax, and let life happen, you dig? So all of this, shoo-shoo and all this machuquette that's going on in the house is it's crazy. It's really extreme, but it is what it is, and I'm very grateful to be here, and I don't know. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing, and I love y'all very much. Anything you would like, anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you were thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching the live feeds? Well, I don't know if y'all already know, but I'm pretty straightforward guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm always having a good time. I love everybody out there, it's all about being one, being one unit, finding yourself, knowing what you're good at, and thriving being who you are, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really what it's all about, and what y'all probably would know is that I sing damn near all day, every day in the house, you know what I'm saying? So I just really be having a good time, and I just be trying to keep my mind busy and basically just bless the live feeders with, just whatever. I'm pretty much free, so I'm sure y'all probably didn't call me butt naked going into the shower or something, you did, because I really don't care, I am who I am. And I love y'all, and whatever decision y'all make, that's what it is, baby. And c'est la vie, laissez bon temps rouler, mon chéri. I love y'all, baby. Molam toi, I'm out of here. New Orleans was Mama, I love you.
Hi, America. So first off, I'm pretty sure I'm wearing the same shirt I wore on Tuesday, so please don't judge me. This house is making me really lazy. And also, shout out to my roommate, Colum. I told you I would say... So question number 1. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, as you could probably tell, considering I literally leapt on Scott and started screaming when he won, I needed Scott to win so badly. I had been told by basically everyone that I was the number 1 target this week, so I knew that someone I was close with had to win, or I was probably going home. So when Scott won, I freaked out. Literally, had a meltdown. I was so excited, and I really couldn't contain it. So right now I'm working with Scott, and I am trying to just strategize with him and see if we can get something done this week that really helps our side of the house. So I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful that we can make this week a success story for us, because it hasn't really happened yet. Number 2. What is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diary room session? My game plan for the week is to lie low. I want people to kind of forget that I was HOH last week. 3 of my targets are still in the house, which is super awkward right now. Very tense and kind of stressful. So I am just kind of lying low, like just kind of being a little bit undercover, hoping that everything with Scott works out. So fingers crossed. My last live diary room session, I was very much like, we can make this happen, like, we can maybe save Monty, even though I knew it kind of wasn't going to happen. There was still that 5% chance that it could, so I was pretty, like, gung-ho, let's get this done last diary room session. Now I'm very much like, let's lie low and try to survive until I can, like, get a good, like grouping in the house again. Number 3, thinking long-term, who are the biggest threats to your game and why? Okay. First off, let's see. The obvious answers are Chanel, Shane, and Danielle. They're just really, really, really strong competitors in this house, and they have a really solid foundation built around them, which is dangerous. But I also think that Jason is going to eventually be a big threat in this house. He knows the game so well. He's doing really good with it so far. So he definitely is going to be a threat eventually, but he's not on my radar at the moment. And I think that Justin is playing a really smart game too. He is very, very vague when talking strategy with people, but I can tell he's very observant as well. And I think he can be a competition threat when he wants to be. So I like working with Justin for now, but I do know that eventually he is going to be a huge threat too. Number 4. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? First off, that was a freaking sucky advantage. It was just hard. It's just another challenge that we kind of have to overcome this week. Just something that will totally throw a twist in, the original plan. But I mean, that's the beauty of this season of Big Brother, is there's so many twists and turns, and you can't predict anything. So I'm having fun with it, as scary as each week is, because I never know what's going to happen. I'm really happy that y'all gave it to Scott, though. If it had been given to someone else, it could have been so bad. So bad. So thank you, America, for giving it to Scott. That was really the one person I would hope that it would go to. So thank you. And number 5. What do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? I think that Scott is going to be really smart with the veto twist. I think that he is going to use it and try to kind of twist it and make it be an advantage for us instead of a disadvantage. I think that there are going to be people up on the block that haven't been up on the block before, but that we still could possibly get one of the big threats out in this house. So stay tuned. Number 6. What's your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? My strategy is to lie low. I just need to be so chill and do not start any drama. I already confronted Christy and Neely, kind of explained what I did last week. That's literally it for me. The rest of this week, I am just kind of staying close to Scott because I really do like working with him. I'm lying low with the people that I'm aligned with, and I am just going to let this week play through. And then next week, I'm going to regroup and see if I can get something done for me. Number 7. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, your personal relationships, or yourself? I guess let me explain my strategy last week, because I know probably a lot of people were like, why didn't you just put up Scott? And do the easy thing, because, you had the other side of the house basically telling you what to do. I honestly felt like if I put up Scott, I was getting lied to and Monty was going to get home. So I felt like if I put up Scott, he wasn't going to trust me. Monty was going to go home. I was being deceived. The group wasn't going to keep me safe. And I am not about that. I saw straight through that. So I put up Kirsty knowing that, yes, I made this promise to her. And yes, I honestly 100% felt so bad that I had to put her up. But at the end of the day, I knew that I was being played and I had to do what was best for my game. And considering Scott won HOH, I really do think I made the best move with the cards I was dealt. So I am while not 100% happy how last week went, I am satisfied that I made the best of it. Anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you were thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? I feel like I kind of just covered that with my strategy last week. I will say, let's see. When Scott won HOH, you know how I went up and I leapt on him and basically had a panic attack and a meltdown and all that good stuff. I know a lot of people probably were like, "Oh my God, why is she acting like that?" Yes, I was caught up in the moment, but in hindsight, I feel like it was kind of beneficial for my game because it ended up kind of tying me and Scott together in a sense. Now we are 100%, as far as I know, working together, and he's someone that I actually really want to take far in this game with me. He's a super fan. I'm a super fan. I trust his judgment. I hope. I trust it right now. Let's see if he screws me over. I don't think he's going to, and I really, really hope that going on in this game, me and Scott can take it and just see what happens. So, yeah, that's about it. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. And, Monty, if A&M played Tennessee last week, and A&M better have won. I know you know the results now. My session's about to be over, but okay. Bye, America. Get gum.
Hi, America. First, I want to say, in the words of Justin, I am thankful, grateful, and blessed that you kept me safe and I get to spend another week in the Big Brother house. And 2, I have figured out how to get the golf balls out of the bottom of the pool without having to go all the way under the water. So I am coming to you in this live DR with dry hair. All right, let's get these questions started. The first one is, how does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, it wasn't one of the members of the late night jamboree, so we're definitely going to have to fight yet again to keep us all safe in this game. We've managed to come out on top the past 2 weeks. We've fought hard, and so I don't think my gameplay is going to change, only because this is what we're used to. We're used to having to fight for our lives in the Big Brother house, and it just keeps you so you're not complacent. You're always thinking, always moving, and so I think my gameplay is going to be the same as it's been the last 2 weeks. Number 2, what is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diary room session? My strategy this week, I'm just going to lay low. I feel like Scott has his mind made up of who he wants to put up on the block. I've survived 2 weeks on the block already, and I'm just hoping that I can pull out another veto win. Our hope is that you, America, put up someone from the other side of the house, and someone from the late night jamboree can win the veto, and we can vote the America's nominee out for a 3rd week in a row. We're just hoping that goes our way this week. So basically the same as the last live diary room. I'm really hoping that I'm not on the block for a 3rd week in a row because it is getting exhausting. Okay, number 3, thinking long term. Who are the biggest threats to your game? Why? Thinking long term, I would say right now it's Alex. I don't even like to think that anyone in my alliance is a threat to me right now because I trust them wholeheartedly. I absolutely adore each and every one of them on a game level and a personal level. So right now, Alex is definitely the biggest threat. And if we have the opportunity to get her out this week, I think that we will most definitely take it. At some point, the people that I'm working with are going to be a big threat to my game, but as of right now, I'm 100% loyal to them, and I'm hoping to make it to the final 6 with all the late night jamborees still here in the house. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? I think that it's amazing. I think that it was definitely put in the right hands. I think that America strategized really well on that. Now he can't get another care package, and this one kind of was going to, no matter who got it, it was going to benefit the late night jamboree, because whether it was a regular veto or one of these special vetoes, we just need to win it regardless. So it really doesn't change anything for us, and it didn't really matter who got it to us, because one of those is going to be in effect, and whether it was or wasn't, we're going to fight hard for the veto, because we know that that is our saving grace in this game. for everyone, okay, what do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? My prediction is it'll probably be Shane and I on the block again. Scott seems to be really close with Alex, and he probably wants to clean up what she left behind. So he'll probably put me and Shane up. One of us will probably, hopefully, win the power veto, and if that happens, he'll probably put up Chrissy. Sorry, I'm really cold. And so that's my prediction this week. I think that that one of us is gonna go up. I don't see him putting up Justin. I don't see him putting up Jason or Neely. So I think it's gonna be between me, Shane, and Chrissy, which seems to be the go-to. So we'll see. What is your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? Oof. Hopefully I don't get put up as a original nominee this week, and I can win the power veto, and then I won't get put up at all. But like I said before, I think that Scott has his picks in his head already, and I don't think there's any persuading him. There's no telling where his mind is at. So he's pretty stuck in his ways when it comes to that, and we've seen that when we've tried to persuade him to vote our way, and it doesn't work. So I'm just going to ride it out and fight for the veto and really just focus on that this week. Anything not covered in this above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? Let's see. Personal relationships. Shane and I are doing phenomenal. I absolutely adore him. I had a hard time last night, and he was definitely there for me, and it just makes me feel so good to have someone to play this game with. I'm enjoying getting to know him. He's such a sweetheart, and he just makes me laugh, and it's nice to be able to take your mind off the game from time to time and give yourself a break, because this game is so stressful. As far as strategy, I'm really hoping that you, America, continue to help the Late Night Jamboree, because we are so appreciative. We see you working, and we're working, and although we can't seem to win an HOH, veto seems to be our go-to. So hopefully you guys can nominate someone from the other side of the house, and we can win the veto and keep that nom up there and help you to vote them out, because we've gotten it done 2 weeks in a row. Let's make it a third one. So yeah. I'm really hoping that I'm not a have-not this week, only because I have to get in the very, very cold pool. It is October, and even though it's California, it's freezing. So I really don't want to be a have-not this upcoming week, only because I really don't want to have to be in the cold pool and take cold showers. And if you guys have been watching the live feeds, which I know you have, you know that this girl loves food. So please keep me not. Don't make me be a have-not. Sorry. Anything that will surprise the viewers? Not really. I feel like the Late Night Jamboree is very, very open, personally and game-wise. It's in our best benefit for you, America, to know what we're thinking at all times. We're always running ideas by each other. And I think it's really awesome to see an alliance in Big Brother that is working really well together. We all want to see each other succeed. We adore each and every member of the Late Night Jamboree. But one funny thing is, the Late Night Jamboree has an alter ego called the Petty Jamboree, and right now we're in the middle of a chocolate war. One of the members of the other side of the house is obsessed with a specific kind of chocolate that we get, and so we've hidden it. And they found it, but we found it again, and we've hidden it even better. So stay tuned, guys, because the chocolate war is just getting started. Other than that, I think that's it. Make sure you guys stay up late and watch the Late Night Jamboree and all of our shenanigans. I'm having so much fun playing this game. I am so happy to be here, and I really would not be here if it wasn't for you guys.
We're in 2 minutes.
And other than that, just thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for loving us, for loving this game, because I have loved this game since season 5, and it's such a big part of my life, and I know it's a big part of yours. So please keep helping the Late Night Jamboree. We love you guys, America. See you next time.
Hi, America. It's me, Shelby, your favorite caddy. Okay, how does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, Scott won HOH. I'm friends with Scott, and he has previously told me last week when he was exiled from the group, basically, that he would keep me safe if he was HOH this week, and he is. Unfortunately, I don't trust him as much as I trust the girls, aka the ball smashers. So it really doesn't change anything that much, but I can't be as open and honest with him with my opinions as I would be if one of the girls was the HOH. But I think it's good for me, so good for you, Scott, and I'm glad for him because everybody was hating on him last week. No one would even look at him, and now he's the king of the Big Brother household. What is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diary room session? My game plan for the week, I mean, if I play in veto, I'm going to give it my best. But I already know that if Scott gets to choose, he's going to pick Alex, so I'm probably not going to have much to do the rest of the week, as long as I'm not the America nominee. Please don't nominate me, please. So my strategy has only changed today after the care package was delivered. Scott's probably going to go with the double veto instead of the diamond or the boomerang. So if I do end up playing, it's going to depend on who the America nominee is, whether or not I take somebody down from the block. But like I said, I mean, as long as I'm not a nominee, please, I probably won't be playing. Thinking long term, who are the biggest threats to your game and why? Long term, Jason is going to be hard to win in the long run against. He has a huge fan base, so I'm assuming these people are voting to support him, and Monty put him up, and the next week he was on Slop, the nominee, and he got I'm assuming he got the America vote. So Jason's a huge threat, and because he has America supporting him. Also, it's going to be rough to turn against my girls in the long run, but if we make it to the end, we're going to have to turn on each other eventually. Besides that, long term, I guess, yeah, those are my long term people. Maybe Scott, but who knows? Those are the people I see right now. Okay, what do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? I think it's great that Scott won it because it could really mess up his HOH reign if someone else had won it. I think it's really great that it's the double veto because it gives double the chance for him to take off the America nominee, especially if it's someone on our side of the house. If it is anybody else, then it's whatever. We'll deal with it when there's so many variables this season. It's really hard to plan ahead like it has been for past seasons. But I think it's great he won it, and I was going to try to convince him to use the boomerang veto, but once he explained his reasoning behind the double veto, I completely agreed with him and support his decision. What do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? Well, it seems like Scott is being pretty honest with me. I was already kind of being able to tell when he was lying before the whole explosion against him last week, and so he is probably going to put up Chrissy and Neely, and then if depending on who plays in veto and who wins veto, and since he's going to pick the double veto probably, depending on who the America nominee is, if it's not somebody we want down, probably Chrissy and Neely could come down, and then I think you know what's going to happen after that. What's your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? I guess try to not say things to piss off America. I guess, I don't know what Monty did. I don't know if he's too healthy for you guys, or I don't know. So please like me. Like, I promise I'm going to try to do so much good for the world when I get out of here. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, please don't vote me on the block. And I'm pretty sure Scott's not going to put me up. He already kind of had a reputation for being a snake, and he would look like a huge snake if he put me or Alex up on the block, because he would. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? I would really love to not be on slop because some people in the house are starting to get a little petty, and I know if I'm on slop this week, the chocolate milk will be chugged, the pickles will be consumed very quickly, and I will evaporate into thin air and die. So if you want me to survive this week, please don't put me on slop. I know that Morgan, who's supposed to be my friend, has been throwing it around, but I don't want to be on slop. So please don't put me on slop. And if you want me to teach you the ball smashers dance, yeah, don't put me on slop. As long as you don't, I will teach everybody the ball smashers dance. It goes a little bit like this. Not gonna work, not gonna work, not gonna work, not gonna work. And there's more moves. We're still working on them. Anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you were thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? I'm a pretty open person, but if I did keep anything from you, there's a reason I kept it from you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not hiding much. I'm hiding from the house. Oh, I always pretend not to know what legal shit is. I always am like, what's mediation? When I have a certificate in mediation from the top dispute resolution school. I'll make a lot of lawyer jokes, like I don't know anything. Like I think I said I'm not a tax lawyer earlier today. So that's kind of just like my inside joke with myself, is to pretend I don't know anything about the law. I'm starting to feel a little bit bad. Like I'm afraid people are starting to get suspicious. Earlier, Scott and Alex were saying, oh man, you're so smart, you better go to college. And I already have. I've gone to a lot of colleges. Yeah, whenever I play dumb, I also mess up laying and lying a lot, and that's on purpose. I might mess up further and farther a lot, because that's the kind of stuff that I notice a lot when I'm trying to figure out whether or not a person is actually smart. So I'm going to mess up a lot of my grammar. It's on purpose. I think I called an enigma that surgical procedure. I know it's an enema and it's not an enigma. So when I say dumb shit like that, just know that I'm just messing around. And when you hear me ask what legal things are, I know what it is. Okay. And yeah, I guess that's it for this week. Please don't put me on slop. If you could try to protect the ball smashers, I would really appreciate it. So would the rest of the ball smashers. And yeah, I hope you all have a great time watching us. And okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's the diva, Neely Janae. Let's see what's going on with this week's live chat. What's going on? Let's see. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? So with Scott being HOH, it is a very, very, very tricky situation. He has already offered up a deal where he will keep me safe if I promise not to nominate him or Alex next week. I am considering that deal. However, with the twist with the veto competition this week, I don't know if I have to do that, because if someone on either side wins, he might have to throw up some nominees, and so I just don't know. I probably will take him up on the offer, but we'll see. I'm still going to think about it and relish on it and talk to him some more. So basically, it's really kind of me willing and dealing and seeing if I can save Chrissy, if I can save Chrissy and save Jason. So just me trying to do some willing and some dealing this week. That's kind of how my game has changed. Let's see, number 2. What is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last diary room session? I feel like I just answered that. So basically, my game plan is just to try to, wheel and deal and make sure that I keep Jason and Chrissy safe. See if this deal is, will be beneficiary to the 3 of us, and if I can make it pop for us. And that's pretty much it. And that's my strategy, really, is just to make sure that our side wins the veto, and to make sure whatever deal I make, it keeps me safe and keeps my alliance safe. Number 3, thinking long term, who are the biggest threats to your game? Why? I think that's tough. I think it would probably be tied for me between Danielle and Shane and Alex, probably in my
estimation. Alex is a very, very smart player. She has a terrible social game, but she's very smart, and she is probably the brain on that side of the house. And so she's definitely probably the biggest threat on that side of the house. And then in my alliance, it's definitely Danielle and Shane. And I love them. I think they're awesome people, but I know eventually we'll have to break apart and I'm going to have to take them down. So those are definitely the biggest threats for me. But, you know, in my direct sight is Alex. And then way down the line, it would be Shane and Danielle, unfortunately. All right, number 4. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? America's care package was actually, you know, it was interesting. I feel like it leaves Scott in a very, very peculiar situation. It doesn't really give him, honestly, it wasn't the bomb care package. Like, I'm kind of glad he got it because it puts a shit ton of blood on, possibly could put a ton of blood on his hands because he can put up 2 people. And depending on who wins veto, they can take themselves off. I mean, and also depending on which veto he chooses, they can take themselves off. And then he'll have to nominate 2 more people, possibly upsetting 4 people in this house. So that is a lot of blood to get on your hands in 1 week. And not to mention, you know, there's already some tension with him and some other people, some people on our side of the house. So that's just a lot of blood to get on your hands. So, I'm glad it's not a care package that I received. And, you know, granted, I definitely want to win veto because I definitely want, you know, to have that safety. But, I mean, that's a tough, rough care package, honey, because he could really be sitting in a pile of blood, honey, just swimming through the currents, honey, if, you know, depending on how it rolls. So it's a real tough care package. So, I mean, honey, America, you did your thing because it's not something I probably would have wanted. All right, let's see. For everyone except that you. Okay, what do you think is going to happen with nominations this week? I am almost certain, I don't know if he wants to backdoor anyone, but he'll probably go after the showmance and or Chrissy. So he'll either, you know, nominate Chrissy initially and nominate someone from the showmance, and then depending on how that rolls, you know, and or who wins veto, you know, put the other person from the showmance or Chrissy up. I think it's definitely going to be out of those 3. And then Justin, Jason, and I are just kind of standbys in case people take themselves off and, you know, he needs a secondary nominee. So those 3 are the people that I think are in the direct crossfire. And I definitely want to make sure that Chrissy is saved. So that's what I think is going to happen this week. Need to have more conversations to really confirm that. But that's kind of, if I had to be a guessing woman, that's what I would think is going to happen this week. Let's see. For everyone except HOH. What's your strategy this week for staying off the nomination block? Kind of, you know, same as what I said earlier. Gonna rehash this deal that Scott is, you know, wanting to make with me and see, you know, if it's advantageous for me to really take him up on this. I mean, I do want Alex out of the house, and I am a woman of my word, and so, you know, maybe, you know, if America really feels that it's best for our side of the house, they'll nominate Alex and she'll be America's nominee. I think I would be totally okay with that because then the blood would stay off my hands, or maybe she'll be the nominee next week. I don't know. I really think my best bet for staying off the block is either making this deal with Scott, or just, you know, having a conversation with him and seeing where his head is. I don't think he wants to take me down. I don't think, at least not yet. I mean, eventually he will try to do that, but I don't think I'm directly in his line of sight right now. So just gonna have another conversation with him and really get an understanding as to what he wants to do. But I don't think he's gunning for me right now. I'm not someone who he's had beef with, and I'm not someone that has caused trouble for him. And he kind of plays a little emotional. And he's also, I think, Alex's puppet. So I think he's going to do what Alex wants him to do and also play a little emotional this week. So I think I'm okay. But I'm going to talk to him and make sure. Let's see. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? America, I am really enjoying this experience. The crackle war between us and the other side of the house, or the chocolate war, is so tickling. It's petty. It's super, super petty. But, I mean, Shelby's petty, so you just gotta hide a chocolate, honey. It's entertaining. I hope you guys are being as entertained as I am, and I thank you so much for this experience, and thank you for riding with our side of the house. the late night crew, whatever you want to call us, like, we get it in and we enjoy it, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Just continue to help us out, help me and Chrissy, because we need it. Me, Chrissy, and Jason and Justin definitely need your help. And so, whatever that you see, if that we don't see, keep looking out for us, and we really appreciate it. Let's see, what's number 8? Anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you're thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? I think I'm pretty straightforward. I think my gameplay is really straightforward. I just really want to make sure that Chrissy stays okay, that Justin and Jason stay okay. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to come for the showmance at some point down the line, because they're definitely looking out for themselves. They're not really riding with us to the end. But I mean, we're definitely one big cohesive group, and we definitely work together, and we definitely are strong. So we definitely need to stay together this week. We don't want to go. We're not ready to go. We want to fight. And please help us out, and, keep checking for us, keep riding with us. Keep doing what you do. I feel like you guys are on top of it.
Your session will be over in 2 minutes.
My session is almost over. So I think you guys are on top of it. You seeing what's going on. Y'all know what's up. Just keep riding with us. We'll keep fighting, and we'll keep fighting and playing, and, making it an interesting show as long as you keep riding with us. So just thank you so much for that. And thank you for this opportunity. And just, America, we need you. We need you to vote, whether it's Alex or Shelby or Morgan or whoever you see on that side that really needs to bounce, because I trust you. I know you know what's going on. So anyone on that side that ain't about this life and really isn't about this experience and needs to roll up out of here, I trust that you'll put them up. And and we'll handle the rest from there, because we're hard workers, we're a group, and we're together in this. We get it in. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Once again, this is Neely Janae, the diva, curly hair, don't care. And thank you guys. Appreciate all of your help.
Go ahead and begin.
All right, hello, live feeders. Thank you for giving me America's care package this week. It was really important that I was able to keep my HOH a secure one, and this is definitely going to help me do that. So I'll just get started with the questions now. Again, thank you for the care package. How does the outcome of the HOH competition affect your gameplay this week? Well, I am the HOH, so obviously quite a bit. I'm definitely going to be showing my cards to the rest of the house. And I'm going after, I'm turning my back on Shane. Shane turned his back on Cornbread week 1. I did attach my vote to Shane because that first week, Shane was one of the people I could trust the most, or I thought was one of my most trusted allies. After last week, though, it was clear that he was ready to turn his back on me. 10 minutes before Monty's eviction, it was clear that he turned his back on Monty, and he doesn't honor his deals once he gets what he wants. So, yeah, Shane's definitely my target this week. What is your game plan for the week? How has your strategy changed since your last live diary room session? I'm trying to get in closer with Justin and Jason. I think I've been doing a pretty good job of that so far. Obviously, now that I'm HOH, if I can make sure that they're both safe, then that's just going to work out for me. Hopefully, I can make sure Shane goes home this week, because I cannot trust him, and I'm going to make sure the rest of the house knows about the night 1 deal he started with myself, Cornbread, and Monty. That's why he drank the blue potion, and hopefully that'll be enough to get the rest of the house to turn on him and kick him out this week. Obviously, if I am successful, there's only going to be 3 guys left and 7 girls. So, yeah, I think us 3 guys, myself, Jason, and Justin, will be in a pretty good spot to be moving forward together. Yeah, alright, so question 3. Thinking long term, who are your biggest threats to your game? Why? I mean, obviously anyone that can beat me in a Final 2 situation, right? Like, I'm assuming Jason, Justin, and Alex would all beat me in a Final 2 situation. So, but they're 3 of the people that I trust the most and the people that I'm counting to get me to the end. Neely, I think Neely's a big threat to my long-term game. She's a very strong competitor. She's a very smart player in the game. Unfortunately, this week, I am, as of right now, this isn't 100% solid, but I'm like 95% sure I'm going to choose the double veto. That way, just in case America's nomination doesn't go our way, we can have a second shot at getting the 3rd nominee off of the block. And also with the double veto, not only can we get America's nominee off of the block, we can also backdoor Shane. So I'm definitely planning on putting up, not definitely, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put up Chrissy and Neely this week. That way, if any of us win the 2 vetoes, we can take the third nominee off the block, and we can also take Neely off the block. And replace her with Shane. So that keeps Shane and Danielle hopefully out of the veto competition. That way it can be a clean back door. But yeah, I would definitely say maybe Danielle and Neely are 2 of my big threats. I know Danielle's pissed at me for trying to vote her out last week. Danielle was stirring the pot trying to get my name involved in the whole Justin Monty mess, which I had nothing to do with. That was just something I needed to stay clear of because that was just a messy situation and I was just trying not to get involved in that. So, yeah, I definitely think Danielle's going to be a big threat, especially if I am successful in taking out Shane this week. Even if I'm not successful in taking out Shane this week, Danielle's obviously going to be pissed at me for that. So, possibly those 2. I'm not too worried about Chrissy competitionally wise. So honestly, Chrissy can stay around for a while because I'm not too worried about her winning any of these competitions. So I'm really not worried about Chrissy. There are a lot of other targets that I'm more worried of at this point. Where were we? Question number 4. What do you think of America's care package as far as who won it and the advantage it contains? Thank you so much, America, for giving me that care package. It was so important for me to get it this week so I could have a stable HOH. If someone else had gotten it, they most likely would have chosen the Diamond Power veto. And if they had won it, they would have vetoed one of my nominations and replaced them with Alex and voted Alex out of the house. And I would have been crushed and devastated if Alex had gone home on my HOH week. So, yeah, I mean, Alex has done me a lot of solids in this game. I'm going to be loyal to her 100%. So, yeah, I'm just so grateful that you guys gave me the power to choose which of those 3 I can have. And the double veto has a lot of advantages that come with it. It gives us 2 chances to take off the third America's nominee just in case it doesn't go our way. It gives us a chance to backdoor a target like Shane. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great care package. I'm definitely, I'm mostly considering using the double veto at this point. And I'm just very grateful you gave it to me because this could have been a horrible, horrible nightmare of an HOH week if someone else had received it. For everyone except HOH. Okay. Well, I'll do it anyway. What do you think is going to happen with the nominate? Well, no, I'll just skip it. All right. For everyone except HOH. Oh, dang, there's a lot of questions I'm not supposed to answer. All right. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? Okay, that's just sort of the generic one. I'm going to read the last and final question. Anything you think would surprise the viewers about what you were thinking or planning that they couldn't tell by watching you on the live feeds? Not really. I mean, I think my gameplay has been pretty straightforward to the live feeders who have been paying close attention. Obviously, I'd say my closest allies at this point are Alex, Shelby, Jason, and Justin. I'd like to keep it that way. I have 2 of the girls out of the 4 that are really, really tight with me. I have Jason and Justin, who obviously have a lot of influence with the other side of the house. So, yeah, I feel like as of right now, especially considering the week I had last week, I feel like I still have quite a bit of influence, and I still have quite a few bases covered at this point. Obviously, before I found out what the care package was and who received it, I was planning on just doing Shane and Danielle straight up. But once I received the care package and saw I was going to change the veto, I realized it's just a much, much, much safer strategy for me to go with the double and put up 2 pawns. That way, if either of the pawns win the veto, they can take themselves off the block. Even if I don't get the first veto, I can still come in second place and take off America's nominee if that's something I need to do. So, yeah, I was intending to keep the deal, or I was intending to make a deal with Neely that if I kept her safe and off the block this week, that she would need to keep me and Alex safe for next week. She hasn't accepted the deal yet. She told me she'd have to have a conversation with Alex before she got back to me. So as of right now, Neely hasn't accepted or denied the deal yet. So before she does accept or deny the deal, I'm going to make sure that I tell her that, unfortunately, because of this care package, I'm just going to have to take the deal off the table completely. And at this point, I'm starting to float out the information about Shane, Shane starting that 4 guys alliance night 1 between myself, Cornbread, and Monty, and used the fact that he drank the blue potion against him. I just floated that information out to Jason about half an hour, maybe an hour ago, and I'm considering floating that information out to Neely as well, because I know Neely's going to be naturally and understandably.
Your session will be over in 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes. I understand that it's definitely understandable that Neely would be upset if I nominate her, and I just want her to know that she's definitely not the target. My target is Shane, so that way she doesn't think there's any shady business going on. So I definitely want to tell her all the reasons why I want to go after Shane, why he's such a dangerous player in this game, why he feels like, he literally told me that he feels like I didn't have to honor my deal because I already got what I want. So that's a reflection of his gameplay, not mine. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to explain it to Neely, and I'm sure once she sees that I choose the double veto, she'll understand what my plan is. Anything not covered in the above questions that you want to tell America about your strategy, personal relationships, or yourself? Honestly, I'm doing pretty good right now. A lot better than I was last week, so that's good. Yeah, obviously, a lot of people are trying to mend the fences from last week since I won that HOH. It was a very difficult one. I honestly thought I didn't have a chance because my spatial reasoning skills aren't the greatest. But yeah, we pulled it out, and it was an amazing feeling. I felt almost as good for Alex as I did for myself because I knew she was going to be the biggest target this week. So as long as I can keep Alex safe this week, I'm going to feel really good about almost any outcome. But yeah, I'm still going to try to keep it tight with Alex, Shelby, Justin, and Jason. Make sure that we move forward, especially if Jason, Justin, and myself are the last 3 guys in the house after this week. We got to make sure that, we're keeping it tight and keeping it, making sure that we're moving forward in the same direction, as it were. So other than that, I don't have much to say. I'd like to get in tight with Neely, but unfortunately I do have to use her as a pawn this week. So we'll see what happens. I'm just hoping that I don't get too much blood on my hands. I win at least one of the vetoes and one of the 2 vetoes, and hopefully everything goes well this week. I'll just try to think of some more quick things that I can tell you before time runs out.
The session is over.
Okay, it's over. Thank you, America.
Please plug in your mic before you leave. Thank you.